doing any sort of promotion or advertising or any publications with Japanese culture was prohibited. So in fact there was manga and anime from Japan that was in Korea, but it was very edited to remove all connotations of Japanese culture. Now, since 1998, things have opened up a little bit, and there is the beginnings of a cosplay community in Korea, and they're very active and interested in things Japanese, and there's a great going back and forth. So the power of cosplay to bridge those boundaries is something that's very exciting, something that politics and politicians can't do. Besides that, Mexico, I was in Mexico when you're down there. For myself, my impressions of the cosplay community is that there's, like you said in the cab coming over, is pretty similar to what you have in New York. Of course, the venue that we went to was a little bit smaller than the venue you have here. Spectacular here, great for cosplayers taking pictures. There's a lot of good spaces for that. Yeah, and let's go to the Mexican team and get their impressions, differences between Mexican events and New York Anime Festival.
Well, I'm Sabina. I'm Sabi. First of all, thank you for having us here in New York. We're very happy. We love the city. Well, the differences between Mexico and New York, I don't know if you guys get any discounts by wearing a costume in your entrance ticket, but in Mexico we do. So a lot of people just go with a costume because it's cheaper to get into the convention. So we have a lot of cosplayers, but sometimes that's not good because the costumes are not as good as some of the things you have here. For example, I can see some of you wearing costumes and they look amazing. And in Mexico, probably they would be like, I just glue some ears to my tiara and that's it. No, I'm like an eco girl. But so here you do it for the fun of it. You do it because you really like it, not just because it's going to give you something else. And in Mexico sometimes it can be like that. But of course there are lots and lots of people who love cosplay and who go with amazing costumes. And so in that part we're kind of similar. And but I only been to this convention in the US before, and I can tell you have amazing skills and also amazing fabrics. In Mexico, we have maybe like 2 big stores that sell the fabric, so sometimes you end up having the same costume, exactly the same costume as somebody else because the fabric is just really similar. You have to really look to find like different laces and ribbons and stuff. So that here you have a lot more variety. I would really love to go to some shops that you have here at the department district. I just thought they were like, and yeah, they are amazing.
Maybe Sonnya as well?
I'm not Mexican, I'm American.
But you have been to events in Mexico?
Yes, I was a guest at Con Comics Guadalajara, where they gave out a prize of $2,000 for the best costume and performance. And I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? I gotta go there so I can get some money. Yeah, it was pretty spectacular. I saw a lot of, like you said, a lot of cosplayers, and they were freaking out over American cosplayers too, which is kind of weird, because nobody freaks out over American cosplayers here. Like, oh, there's that person. Oh, okay, I saw them once. Yeah, I don't know. It's different, but it's exciting at the same time because Mexican culture is very, very warm and inviting. I guess just like the American culture can be as well.
I think that's one big difference that I've seen going to different countries and attending cosplay events is there's a gap in what the conception of your own country's cosplay. States, I would say Germany and Italy are maybe similar in that respect, where having cosplayers visit from other countries is kind of a strange, well, not a strange thing, but it's not, I mean, they're cosplayers just like everybody else is cosplayers, whereas other countries like in Mexico, having cosplayers visit from other countries is, as a guest is a very honored thing. Someone coming from Japan as a cosplayer, or from the United States as a cosplayer. I think at the TNT event where we were in February, they had a cosplayer from Japan, from Germany, and from Italy at that time. And that's not only Mexico. I think that's a lot of Latin American countries have that as well. Beyond that, Korea, you'll have that. China to an extent, Thailand also. Of course, it's a hobby that's, I mean, it's amateur in its nature. We're not professionals. So traveling, you know, these far distances to Australia or whatever is a difficult thing. Not everybody can do that. But there is kind of a difference in people's conception of their own cosplay depending on the country. So thanks very much for Mexico. Let's talk about France a little bit. Now the French team speak pretty good English, but I'll try to do some interpreting as we go.
I can try also. I take some French as well.
Okay.
Nice. Yes, I'm sorry because my English is not very good, so I try to mix it. In France, cosplay is more. The costume is very, very important, and all the details. We are counting a lot of importance of details and pairs, and we love do more than the illustration. You see, when we see the illustration, and we are like, maybe we put some lace, and maybe we put some pearls, and things we don't really exist in the drawing. But we like this, and we also really like playing a part on stage. It's very important in France. We have many cosplayers too, but let me see. Like the real cosplayer, it's not very good to say that, but
the true cosplayer,
yes.
I guess would be, I think everybody has the understanding of this as a person who makes their own costume,
yes.
is dedicated to costuming, maybe is not necessarily costuming for a company, the characters from a game or from an anime or manga, and getting paid for it. Someone who is truly, you know, doing it for the love of the art.
Yeah, and
so interesting. The cosplay in France, you will add extra decoration.
yeah, because
Like these bells here.
no, we don't make this.
Okay.
Sorry. But yes, in France we have a lot of people who are taking sewing courses, and for contest, it's very, very difficult to be to go on the top. So we have to go better each.
So there's lots of competition.
Yes.
Very
Competition is
competitive.
important. But it's funny, so it's not like a fight, but it's important.
Of course.
Yeah.
So what about New York Anime Festival? You were here for a day already. What are your impressions and differences with Japan Expo in Paris?
Oh, yeah. This festivals look like a regular festival in France. In Paris we have 10 or 15 festivals in 1 year. And Japan Expo, it's like 10 times bigger than this. It's awesome.
I think it's the largest anime manga event in Europe.
Yes, we have many cosplayers from European cosplayers come to Japan Expo to do the contest.
I think for numbers it was 120,000 guests went to Japan Expo this year. So